Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Missnicety on Be More Playbook. This is my platform where I provide you weekly insight on sports and more. So let's get right into my score from last week. Week 14. We had 13 games, and out of those 13 games, I got 5 wrong, leaving me with 8 correct. So let's get right into it. Thursday night game, that was December the 5th, Green Bay against Detroit. It was a nice game. At the end, they exchanged field goals, and Detroit won that thing. It was 34-31. Jacksonville against Tennessee. I picked Tennessee to win, but Jacksonville won 10-6. They are two losing teams anyway, so I'm going to move down to the game Buffalo against the Rams. I picked the Bills to win, but they did not win. The Rams won 44-42. Between Chicago and San Francisco, I picked Chicago. I was giving them hope, guys. I was giving them hope, but they lost, and they lost terribly, 38-13. The next game that I got wrong was between Kansas City and the Chargers Sunday night. I was going for the upset, having Chargers win. However, Kansas City won 19-17, which was interesting because they too had an exchange of field goals like in the last 5 minutes of the game. Kansas City, they do well with managing the clock, getting it down. They got it down to 1 second, and they kicked the field goal and it went in. But which was interesting about that field goal, it actually hit the upright and it bounced, but it bounced in instead of out. It was on its way out, but it hit the upright, it bounced in and came back in. So, a lot of people say the game's fixed. How you gonna have that fixed? I don't think that was fixed. They were lucky because he went down to 1 second. So after that kick, that game would have been over because they would have been, look, don't get me lying with my math. The Chargers would have won and Kansas City would have lost. Yeah, they were coming from 16, so they would have beat them by 1.17-16. But they hit the upright and it popped in, and Kansas City won that. Those were the 5 that I got wrong. That week wasn't that great. I say I got a B+. And let me tell you, these are my picks for week 15. Week 15, the picks are like off, hard. This week is really hard for me for several reasons. One of the reasons is because some of the teams have already been eliminated, and some of the teams have already clinched their division, and they're going to go on to the playoffs. So how hard are they really going to play? Are they going to sit there, key people? And then you have some teams that's still fighting for it, still trying to make the playoffs. So let's go with the first game, which is tonight, between the LA Rams and San Francisco. Both of these teams are fighting for a place. I mean, you could just toss the coin and pick one. That's how I feel. Both of these teams are probably not going to make it. For the most part, they're not going to make it. There's no need to be fighting so hard to get in the playoffs when you're just going to get knocked out. That's how I look at it. But anyway, between the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers, the San Francisco 49ers, I picked them just because they had Brock Purdy, and that's the only reason. Because the LA Rams have Matt Stafford, who's been in the league for 16 years. He's 30-something years old, and that's probably why they only 7-6. So I picked San Francisco to win that. Between Kansas City and Cleveland Browns, I picked Kansas City. Between Cincinnati and Tennessee pretty much has been eliminated. So I picked it's Cincinnati's opportunity. Even though they haven't been eliminated yet, is their opportunity. Or have they? They may have been. Because they only 5-8, man. That division, let's see. They haven't been eliminated yet. But if they lose this one, they'll be eliminated. And that's Cincinnati. I picked the Bengals to beat Tennessee. Between Washington and New Orleans, I picked Washington. Between Baltimore and the Giants, I picked Baltimore. And you guys know the Giants already been eliminated. So this is like a must win for Baltimore. Between Dallas and Carolina, I actually picked Carolina, which is they've won 3 and lost 10, and Dallas won 5 and 8. But I'm going with the Panthers. Between the Jets and the Jacksonville, 2 eliminated teams playing against each other, who cares who win? They both 3-10. I picked Jacksonville just because they playing at home. Between Miami and Houston, I was kind of like stuck right here because Houston has a better record. Let me check something out real quick. They on the top of their division. So I wanted to pick Houston because they on the top of their division. They haven't clinched it yet. I wanted to pick them. However, Miami is doing a great job. They feeling like they needed more, and I'm hoping they only 6-7. So I had Miami winning between Indianapolis Colts and Denver Bronco. I had Indianapolis beating, even though Denver is the 8-5 team. Between Buffalo and Detroit. Ooh, guys, this like the number one game, and both of them are on the top of winning their division. That's not the issue. The issue is it's still that home field advantage that they fighting for. 2 great teams. So who did I pick? I want to pick Buffalo, and I'm going for Buffalo. They playing Detroit home. I'm going with Buffalo. Between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, I'm picking Philadelphia. Pittsburgh needs to play a little harder because they are at the top of their division, but they haven't clinched it. We really don't even have to play that hard. We clinched our division. I don't know. I'm just picking Philly, but I will not be surprised if Pittsburgh win because they need it more. They really do need it more because Baltimore right on their butts. So let's see. But Philly, you want these because you want to keep your record up so you have home field advantage. The next one is New England and Arizona. I'm picking Arizona. Between Tampa and LA Chargers. 2 teams that haven't been disqualified yet. Even though Tampa is on top of that division, they just been going back and forth with Atlanta. So I'm gonna pick Tampa between Green Bay and Seattle. Ooh, this was a hard one, y'all. Between Green Bay and Seattle. Matter of fact, underneath of Buffalo and Detroit, this is the second best game of the week. I mean, like, people fighting to get tickets. People fighting to get tickets to go to the Detroit game, and people are fighting to get tickets to go to the Seattle game, and that is Sunday night. And I'm picking Green Bay. They're gonna be in Seattle. Green Bay has no choice but to win this game. Seattle, they already winning their division, right? But there's no way Green Bay can get in if they start losing right now because they're going to have to get in by wild card. Wild card only because their division is so good, so they definitely have to keep that 9-4 up. Monday night, there's 2 games, Minnesota and Chicago. I'm picking Minnesota. Right now, Minnesota is, they 11-2. They're in the wild card because Detroit already clinched that division. They must maintain their lead. They must maintain that record in order to get there. So I'm picking Minnesota over Chicago. Plus, Chicago is only 4-19. They've been doing terrible. Between Atlanta and Vegas, Vegas has already been eliminated. So therefore, I'm going with Atlanta, the 6-7 team, to beat the Las Vegas Raiders. And that is my Week 15 picks. Sit back and enjoy.